Bob Newby was a viable candidate to receive a multi-season arc in Stranger Things, but the character was killed early for a justifiable reason. Played by Lord of the Rings Sean Astin, Bob's Stranger Things Season 2 appearances led many viewers to the Netflix sci-fi series. Despite his innocence and extreme likability, Bob's presence on the show was short-lived since he was killed in Season 2's penultimate episode. While some viewers would argue that he was taken away from the series too soon, his story was actually expanded compared to the original plan. Bob was introduced in Stranger Things Season 2 as the boyfriend of Joyce Byers, Winona Ryder. Aside from spending time working at the local Radio Shack, Bob was often at the Byers' residence, where he attempted to act as a father figure to Joyce's sons, Jonathan, Charlie Heaton, and Will, Noah Schnapp. The character was a force to be reckoned with, as was the case with Chief Jim Hopper, David Harbour. Granted, his knowledge helped Joyce, Hopper, and Will's friends assist in the Mind Flayer's possession of Will's body. Hawkins during Stranger Things S4 ending could have certainly used Bob. When the situation became dire, Bob bravely sacrificed himself so that the others could have a chance to make it out alive. Even though Bob's Stranger Things death occurred in the hospital sequence in the episode, titled The Mind Flayer, the character was meant to be killed off much earlier. Rather than be killed by the Demo Dogs, the series creators, the Duffer Brothers, had plans for Will to kill Bob in Season 2's third episode. While driving the boy to school, Bob was supposed to become a victim after the Mind Flayer completely possessed Will's body. Astin's likability and importance to the season's story kept delaying the big death. That said, viewers were heartbroken to say goodbye to Bob, seeing as he was the first major character to be killed in the show. To some, as with the way Stranger Things Eddie dies, Bob's death happened too early, but the Duffers had an understandable reason for the decision. Bob nearly survived Stranger Things Season 2 for a brief time. The Duffer Brothers toyed with the idea of keeping Bob alive beyond Stranger Things Season 2. As predicted, viewers adamantly rooted for Astin's character, especially because of his underdog nature. In the end, the Duffer Brothers knew that they had to stick to their original plan for narrative reasons. Bob was always meant to be a one-season figure that left his mark on the others. Joyce and her family had already suffered enough, but Ryder's character needed to experience grief before opening her heart to Hopper in Season 3. Similarly, Will carried a sense of guilt since he lost a father figure in an event that he was involuntarily responsible for. Throughout Bob's Stranger Things arc, the show also effectively developed a character that would fit perfectly with the Stranger Things S4 cast. Thankfully, Bob's Stranger Things death didn't hit Astin by surprise when he was cast in Stranger Things. The actor, who originally auditioned to play Murray Bauman, was informed that Bob would survive the events of Season 2. The character may no longer be around, but he hasn't been forgotten in the series. Flashback footage featured Bob multiple times in Stranger Things Season 3, and there's always a chance for more past sequences to feature the character before the show comes to a close. Stranger Things didn't handle Bob's death as well as it could have. Stranger Things didn't handle Bob Newby's impactful death as well as it could, even outside of Hopper's creepy insistence for most of Season 3 that Joyce should get over Bob and date him. Disappointingly, Stranger Things has chickened out of killing off another likable mainstay. Eddie Munson doesn't count as he was essentially introduced to die in Stranger Things Season 4, so Bob's death set a false precedent. Bob's Stranger Things death was also arguably better as originally written, even though it would have deprived audiences of more Sean Astin. Had Will Byers been possessed by the Mind Flayer to the extent that he killed Bob Newby, this would have changed Will's entire story arc from Stranger Things Season 2 onward and afforded him a much higher potential for character development. His story, at the moment, places him more as a background figure. Will being responsible for Bob's death would have been far darker and more tragic, as well as introducing some extra conflict for Joyce. In any case, with Stranger Things Season 4 ending in such dire straits for the town of Hawkins, it won't be impossible for Bob Newby to return to the screen in one form or another, especially if Vecna finally faces off with Joyce Byers and weaponizes her most traumatic moments against her. Want more Stranger Things articles? Check out our essential content below. Stranger Things, biggest unanswered questions and mysteries after Season 4. Stranger Things Vecna identity, powers, and origin fully explained. Vecna and Mind Flayer connection fully explained. How many kids were in Hawkins' lab, and how many are dead? What the grandfather clock means in Stranger Things Season 4. Stranger Things Season 4 Volume 1 Easter eggs and references. Of course, Eddie's upside down song was perfect. What happened to Max in the Stranger Things 4 finale?